Go on.
My dear fellow, whom do I see? Ivan Vasilevich. I'm extremely glad. Now this is a surprise, my darling. How are you?
Thank you, thank you. And how may you be getting on?
We just get along somehow. My angel, thanks to your prayers and so on. Sit down, please do. Now you know you shouldn't forget all about your neighbors. My darling, my dear fellow, why are you so formal in your getup? Evening dress, gloves, and so on. Can you be going anywhere, my treasure?
No, I have come to only see you honored Stefan Stefanovich.
Then why are you in evening dress, my precious, as if you are paying a New Year's Eve visit?
Well, you see, it's like this. I have come to you honored Stefan Stefanovich to trouble you with a request. Not once or twice have I already had the privilege of applying to you for help. And you have always, so to speak, I must ask your pardon. I'm getting excited. I shall drink some water, honored Stefan Stefanovich.
He has come to borrow money. Shan't give him in. What is it, my beauty?
You see, honored Stefanich, I beg pardon, Stefan Honorich. I mean, I'm awfully excited, as you will please notice. In short, you alone can help me, though I don't deserve it, of course, and haven't any right to count on your assistance.
Oh, don't go round and round it, darling. Spit it out well.
One moment. This is very minute. The fact is, I have come to ask the hand of your daughter, Natalia Stefanova, in marriage.
By Jove, Ivan Vasilevich, say it again. I didn't hear it all.
I have the honor to ask.
My dear fellow, I'm so glad, and so on. Yes, indeed, and all that sort of thing. I've been hoping for it for a long time. It's been my continual desire, and I've always loved you, my angel, as if you were my own son. May God give you both, His help, His love, and so on. And so much hope. Hope. What am I behaving in this idiotic way for? I'm off my balance with joy.
Don't read out fast. You are delivering a dialogue. Okay?
Okay.
Do it as if you both are conversing about something. So have at least once an eye contact. Ready?
Okay. Oh, with all my soul, I'll go and call Natasha and all that.
Honored Stefan Stefanovich, do you think I may count on her consent?
Why, of course, my darling, and as if she won't consent. She's in love, Egypt. She's like a lovesick cat, and so on. Shan't be long.
It's so cold. I'm trembling all over, just as if I've got an examination before me. The great thing is, I must have my mind made up. If I give myself time to think, to hesitate, to talk a lot, to look for an ideal or for real love, then I will never get married. Well, it's cold. Natalia Stepanova is an excellent housekeeper, not bad looking, well educated. What do I want more? What more do I want? But I am getting a noise in my ear from excitement. And it's impossible for me not to marry. In the first place, I am already 35, a critical age. So to speak, in the second place, I ought to lead a quiet and regular life. I suffer from palpitations. I'm excitable and always getting awfully upset. At this very moment, my lips are trembling and there's a twitch in my right eyebrow. But the very worst of all is the way I sleep. I no sooner get into bed and begin to go off, when suddenly something in my left side gives a pull, and I can feel it in my shoulder and head. I jump up like a lunatic, walk around a bit, and lie down again. But as soon as I begin to get off to sleep, there's another pull. And this may happen 20 times.
Well, dear, it's you, and Papa said go there, a merchant come for his goods. How do you do, Ivan Vasilevich?
How do you do, honored Natalia Stepanova?
You must excuse my apron and language. We are shelling ease for dine. Why haven't you been here for such a long time? Sit down. Won't you have some lunch?
No, thank you. I have some already.
Then smoke here are the matches. The weather is splendid now, but yesterday it was so wet that the workmen didn't do anything all day. How much hay have you stuffed? Just think, I felt greedy and had a bowl full, but and now I am not at all pleased about it because I am afraid my hay may rot. I ought to have waited a bit, but what's this? Why you are in evening dress? Well, I never. Are you going to a ball or what? I must say you look better. Tell me, why are you got up like that?
You see, honored Natalia Stepanova, the fact is, I have made up my mind to ask you to hear me out. Of course, you will be surprised and perhaps even angry, but it's awfully cold.
What's the matter? Well,
I shall try to be brief. You must know, honored Natalia Stefanova, that I have long, since my childhood, in fact, had the privilege of knowing your family. My late aunt and a husband, from whom, as you see, I inherited my land, always had the greatest respect for your father and your late mother. The Lomos and the Chubukos have always had the most friendly, and I might almost say the most affectionate regard for each other. And as you know, my land is a near neighbor of yours. You will remember that my oxen meadows touch your birch woods.
excuse my interrupting you. You say my oxen meadows, but they are ours. Yours.
Yes, mine.
What are you talking about? Oxen meadows are ours, not yours.
No, mine. Honored Natalia Stefanova.
Well, I never knew that before. How do you make that out?
How? I'm asking of those oxen meadows which are wedged in between your birch woods and the burnt marsh.
Yes, they are ours.
No, you're mistaken, honored Natalia Stefanova. They're mine.
Just think, Ivan Vaslavich, how long have they been yours?
How long? As long as I can remember.
Really? You won't get me to behave that?
But you see from the
that. Sorry.
But you see from the documents on Natalia Stefanova, oxen meadows, it's true, were once the subject of dispute. But now everybody knows that they are mine. There's nothing to argue about. You see, my aunt's grandmother gave the free use of these meadows in perpetuity to the peasants of your father's grandfather, in return for which they were to make bricks for her. The peasants belonging to your father's grandfather had the free use of the meadows for 40 years and had gotten into the habit of regarding them as their own. When it happened then?
No, it isn't at all like that. Both grandfather and great grandfather reckon that their land extended to Burn Marsh, which means that oxen meadows were ours. I don't see what there is to argue about. It's simply silly.
I will show you the document, Natalia Stefanova.
No, you are simply joking or making fun of me. What a surprise. We have had the land for nearby 300 years, and then we are suddenly told that it isn't ours. Ivan Vaslavich, I can hardly believe my own ears. These meadows aren't worth much to me. They only came to fight diseases and are worth probably 300 troubles. But I can stand unfairness. Say what you will, I can stand unfairness.
Hear me out. I implore you. The peasants of your father's grandfather, as I have already had the honor of explaining to you, used to bake bricks for my aunt's grandmother. Now my aunt's grandmother wishing to make them a pleasant.
I can't make head or tail of all this about aunts and grandfathers and grandmothers. The meadows are ours, that's all.
Mine.
Ours. You can go on proving it for 2 days on end. You can go and put on 15 dress jackets, but I tell you, they are ours. I don't want anything to yours, and I don't want to give anything of mine. So there.
Natalia Stefanova, I don't want the meadows, but I am acting on principle. If you like, I'll make a present of them.
I can make you a present of them myself because they are mine. Your behavior, Ivan Vaslavich, is strange. To say the least, up to this we have always thought of you as a good neighbor, a friend. Last year we lent you a threshing machine, although on that account we have to put off our own threshing till November, but you behave to us as if we were gapses, giving me my own land. Indeed, no, really, that isn't at all neighborly. In my opinion, it's even impudent if you want to know.
Then make out that I am a land grabber. Madam, never in my life have I grabbed anyone else's land, and I shan't allow anybody to accuse me of having done so. Oxen meadows are mine.
It's not true. They are ours.
Mine.
It's not true. I will prove it. I will send my mowers out to the meadows this very day.
What?
My mowers will be there this very day.
I'll give it to them in the neck.
here.
Oxen meadows are mine. You understand? Mine.
Please don't shout. You can shout yourself, horse, in your own house. But here I must ask you to restrain yourself.
If it isn't, madam, for this awful, excruciating palpitation, if my whole inside wasn't upset, I would talk to you in a different way. Oxen meadows are mine.
Ask.
Mine.
Ask.
Mine.
What's the matter? Why are you shouting for?
Be little louder.
What's the matter? Why are you shouting for?
Papa, please tell this gentleman who owns our meadow, we or he.
Darling, the meadows are ours.
But please, Stefan Stefanovich, how can they be yours? Do be a reasonable man. My aunt's grandmother gave the meadows for the temporary and free use of your grandfather's peasants. The peasants used the land for 40 years and got accused to it, as if was their own. When it happened that,
Excuse me, my precious, you forgot just this, that the peasants didn't pay your grandmother and all that, because the meadows were in dispute, and so on. And now everybody knows that they are ours. It means that you haven't seen the plan.
I'll prove it to you that they are mine.
You won't prove it, my darling.
I shall.
Dear one, why yell like that? You won't prove anything just by yelling. I don't want anything of yours, and don't intend to give up what I have. What should I? Why should I? And you know, my beloved, that if you propose to go on arguing about it, I'd much sooner give up the meadows to the peasants than to you there.
I don't understand. How have you the right way to give somebody else property?
You may take it that I know whether I have the right or not, because young men are not used to be spoken to in that tone of voice, and so on. I, young man, am twice your age, and ask you to speak to me without agitating yourself, and all that.
No, you just think I'm a fool and want to have me on. You call my land yours, and then you want me to talk to you calmly and politely. Good neighbors don't behave like that. Stefan Stefanovich, you are not a neighbor, you are a grabber.
What's that? What did you say?
Papa, send the movers out to the meadow at once.
What did you say, sir?
Oxen meadows are ours, and I shan't give them up, shan't give them up, shan't give them up.
We will see. I have the matter taken to court and then I will show you.
To court, you can take it to court, and all that. You can. I know you. You are just on the lookout for a chance to go to court, and all that. You pettifogger, all of your people were like that. All of them.
Never mind about my people. The Lomos have all been honored people, and not one has been tried for embellishment, like your grandfather.
You Lomos have had lunacy in your family. All of you.
All.
Your grandfather was a drunkard, and your younger aunt, Natasha Mihailovna, ran away with an architect, and so on.
And your mother was humpback. Something pulling in my back, my head. Help, water.
Your father was a guzzling gambler.
And there haven't been many backbitters to equal your aunt.
My left foot has gone to sleep. You are an intriguer. Oh, my heart. It's an open secret that before the last election you bribed. I can see stars. Where's my hat?
It's low, it's dishonest, it's mean.
And you are a merciless, double-faced, intriguer. Yes.
And you are just a malicious, double-faced intriguer. Yes.
Here's my hat. My heart. Which way? Where's the door? Oh, I think I'm gonna die. My foot's quite numb.
And don't set foot in my house again.
Take it to court, well seen.
They will take him.
What a rascal! What a trust can one have in one's neighbors after that?
The villain, the scarecrow.
The monster. First he takes our land, and then he has the impudence to abuse us.
And the blind hand, yes, that turnip ghost has the confounded cheek to make a proposal, and so on. What a proposal?
What? Proposal?
Why he came here to propose to you.
To propose to me? Why didn't you tell me so before?
So he dressed up in evening clothes, the stuffed sausage, the wizen-faced frown.
To propose to me? Huh. Bring him back, bring him here.
Bring whom here?
Quick, I'm ill-fashioned.
What's that? What's the matter with you? Oh, unhappy man that I am. I'll shoot myself. I'll hang myself. We're done for her.
I'm dying fashioned.
Oh, at once, don't yell.
What have they done to me? Fetching, back fetching.
He's coming, and so on. They will take him off. Talk to him yourself. I don't want you.
Fetch him.
He's coming, I tell you. Oh, what a burden, Lord, to be a father of a grown-up daughter. I'll cut my throat. I will indeed. We cursed him, abused him, drove him out, and it's all you.
No, it was you.
I tell you, it's not my fault. Now you talk to him yourself.
My heart's palpitating awfully. My foot's gone to sleep. There's something that keeps pulling me in my side.
Forgive us, Ivan Vaslavich. We were all the little-headed. I remember now, Oxen Meadows really are yours.
My heart's beating awfully. My meadows, my eyebrows are both twitching.
The meadows are yours, yes, yours. Do sit down. We were wrong.
I did it on principle. My land is worth little to me, but the principle,
Yes, principal, just so now. Let's talk of something else.
the more so as I have evidence, my aunt's grandmother gave the land to your father's grandfather's peasants.
Yes, let that pass. I wish I knew how to get him started. Are you going to start shooting soon?
I'm thinking of having to go all at the Black Cock. Honored Natalia Stefanova after the harvest. Oh, have you heard? Just think, what a misfortune I have had. My dog guess, who you know, has gone lame.
What a pity. Why?
I don't know, must have gone his legs twisted or bitten by some other dog. My very best dog, to say nothing of the expense, I gave Moronov 125 rubles for him.
It was too much, Ivan Vaslavich.
I think it was very cheap. He's a first-rate dog.
Papa gave 85 rubles for his squeezer, and squeezer is hips better than bliss.
Squeezer better than guess? What an idea. Squeezer better than guess?
Of course, he's better. Of course, squeezer is young. He may develop a beak, but on point and a pedigree, he is better than anything that even Velchensky has got.
Excuse me, Natalia Stefanova, but you forgot that he is overshot. And overshot always means that the dog is a bad hunter.
Overshot. Is he? The first time I hear it.
I assure you that his lower jaw is shorter than the upper.
Have you measured?
Yes, he's all right at following, of course. But if you want to get hold of anything,
In the first place, a squeezer is a thoroughbred animal, the son of harness and the chisel, while there's no getting at a pedigree of your dog at all. He's old and as ugly as a worn-out camels.
he's old, but I wouldn't take 5 squeezer for him. Why? How can you guess he's a dog? As for squeezer, well, it's too funny to argue. Anybody you like has a dog as good as squeezer, you may find them under every bush almost. 25 rubles would be a handsome price to pay for him.
There's some demon of a contribution in here today, Ivan Vaslavich. First you pretend that the meadows are yours. Now the guess is better than squeezer. I don't like people who don't say what they mean because you know perfectly well that squeezer is 100 times better than Vasily guess. Why do you want to say it isn't?
I see, Natalia Stefanova, that you considered me either blind or fool. You must realize that squeezer is overshot.
It's not true.
He is.
It's not true.
Why shout, madam?
Why talk broad? It's awful. It's time you guess what was short and you compare him with squeezer.
Excuse me, I cannot continue with this discussion. My heart is palpitating.
I have noticed that those hunters argue most who knows this.
Madam, please be silent. My heart is going to pieces. Shut up.
I shan't shut up until you knowledge that squeezer is 100 times better than you guess.
100 times worse. Be hanged to your squeezer. His head, eyes, shoulders.
There's no need to hang your silly guess. He is half dead already.
Shut up. My heart's bursting.
I shan't shut up.
What's the matter now?
Papa, tell us truly, which is a better dog, our squeezer or his guess?
Stefan Stefanovich, I implore you to tell me just one thing. Is the squeezer overshot or not? Yes or no?
And suppose he is. What does it matter? He is the best dog in the district for all that, and so on.
But isn't my guess better? Really now?
Don't excite yourself, my precious one. Allow me. Your guest certainly has his good points. He is purebred, firm on his feet, has well-sprung ribs, and all that. But my dear man, if you want to know the truth, that dog has 2 defects. He is old and he is short in the muzzle.
Excuse me, my heart. Let's take the facts. You will remember that one on the Petrunsky hunt, my guest ran neck to neck with the count's dog, while Squeezer was left a whole breast behind.
He got left behind because the count's whipper in hit him with his whip.
And with a good reason, the dogs are running after a fox when Squeezer goes and starts worrying a sheep.
It's not true, my dear fellow. I'm very liable to those to lose my temper, and so on. Just because of that, let's stop arguing. You started because everybody is always jealous of everybody else's dogs. Yes, we are all like that. You too, sir, aren't blameless. You no sooner begin with this, that, and the other, and all that. I remember everything.
I remember too.
I remember too. What do you remember?
My heart. My foot's gone to sleep. I can't.
My heart. What sort of a sorry. My heart, what sort of a hunter are you? You ought to go and lie on a kitchen or when the catch black beetles, not go after foxes. My heart.
Yes, really. What sort of a hunter are you, anyway? You ought to sit at home with your palpitations and not go tracking animals. You could go hunting, but you only go to argue with people and interfere with their dogs and so on. Let's change the subject in case I lose my temper. You are not a hunter at all.
And are you an hunter? You only go hunting to get in with the coat and to intrigue. Oh my heart, you're an intriguer.
What? I'm an intriguer. Shut up.
Intriguer.
Boy,
Old rat, Jessup.
shut up or I'll shoot you like a partridge. You fool.
Everybody knows that. Oh my heart, your late wife used to beat you. My temples, my feet, my temples, sparks. I fall.
And you are under the slipper of your housekeeper.
There. My heart's burst. My shoulders come off. Where's my shoulder? I die. A doctor.
Boy, milksop. Fool, I'm sick.
What sort of a hunter are you? You can't even sit on a horse. Papa, what's the matter with him? Papa, look, Papa. Ivan Vasilovich, his dad.
I'm sick. I can't breathe air.
His dad, Ivan Vasilovich. Ivan Vasilovich, what have you done to me? His dad. A doctor.
Oh, what is it? What's the matter?
His dad.
Who's that? Oh, so he is. My word, water. A doctor. Drink this. No, he doesn't drink. It means he's dead and all that. I'm the most unhappy of men. Why don't I put a bullet into my brain? Why haven't I cut my throat yet? What am I waiting for? Give me a knife. Give me a pistol. He seems to be coming down. Drink some water. That's it.
I see stars. Mist. Where am I?
Hurry up and get married and, well, to the devil with you. She's willing. She's willing and all that. I give you my blessing and so on. Only leave me in peace.
Huh? What? To whom?
She's willing, well. Kiss and be damned to you.
He's alive? Yes, I'm willing.
Eh?
Kiss each other.
Don't take it too seriously.
Kiss whom? Very nice too. Excuse me. What's this all about? Oh, now I understand. My heart stars. I'm happy. My foot's gone to sleep.
I'm happy too.
What a weight off my shoulder. Up.
Tomorrow never.
What? Still you will handle it louder. Yes, this was then squeezer.
Better.
Was,
Well, that's the way to start your family bliss. Have some champagne.
He's better.
was.
Champagne.
It's very good. It was a nice performance by all of you. You are a good reader, you know. You have that X factor in you. Thank you.
Thanks.
Yes, you can. So, when you applaud somebody, when you praise someone, you do not require the permission. Remember, when you are doing something good, you don't require a permission. But when it is not required, then you are doing it is something else. Wow. Okay, so actually how you did it was very good. Now it is the time to bring the second thing of the chapter. Till now we have been reading. Now those who have not read it, I don't worry about it. Now it is the time to explain the chapter. You have understood the characters very well.
Yes, sir.
What kind of a person is Lomo? What kind of a person is Chubako? And what kind of a girl is Natalia? Now if your discussion is over, then may I continue? Now, the thing is that as a father, what do you think about Chubako? As a father, is he worried about his daughter?
Yes, sir.
He is worried about his daughter.
Yes.
As a daughter, what do you think about Natalia? She is a decent girl?
No, sir. No, sir.
Wow. Okay, what kind of a girl she is? Clever? Ladaku.
She's
She is clever?
no.
No, she is not. She is stupid?
No, sir.
Not that also.
No, sir.
She is not rude. She is stubborn. She is a stubborn kind of girl. Ziddi. Deed you can say. What about the boy? Not the boy, man actually. 40 years of age.
Sir, what's the principal for campus?
35 only.
Yes, sir. 25.
Good.
Who is the principal for campus?
He is a simple guy.
He respects family.
He respects everybody.
Yes.
Even that girl also and her father also. Okay, so you have understood the characters well.
Yes, sir.
But I could not understand your character till now. Do not comment. Second, now as it was performed by 3 people, so would you like to explain it as 3 or would you be explaining individually?
3.
3 only. So you would be explaining it dialogue by dialogue, word to word. Drama. You would like to do it as a drama. So Monday is the final day. Monday, I am giving you the date on which you will be performing. Now what I can do is to separate in 2 teams. Like you make your own team with 3 people. I can give you the permission that you have to do first part and the other will have to do the second part. We can divide it in 2 parts. Like for one team it will be too long, too lengthy to perform it with dialogues and all. So rather what we will do, one whole chapter will be divided into 2 teams. So that it would be a good balance for everybody. Less number of dialogues will give a better performance, what I think so. Will it be done
Yes, sir.
on Monday?
No,
You choose your own team. For you and you. You 2 are in the same team. See, therefore I said you to choose your own team. Switch it off. You and you